Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. McBride.
Afternoon.
So, on page 8 of your affidavit, you mentioned that, in your view, General Mkhwanazi played an undue and prosecutable role in trying to disrupt and scuttle IPID's investigation into Mr. Pahlani. Could you just briefly tell me why?
So he's in HR, and yet he involves himself in the investigation. He puts pressure on Mandla not to get involved in the investigation. That's Mandla's job. He offers Mandla and Cedric promotions if they become 204s. In his discussion with Homo, who's from crime intelligence working in tandem with Mkhwanazi, they ask him, Mandla asks, if I'm 204, okay, what am I going to say against the guy? I know nothing wrong about the guy. That's on the exchange on the phone. So Homer says, no, find anything. And that's it. So he calls the chief investigation of the task team, namely Kuba. And he has a meeting with Kuba, a secret meeting set up by Nematanzela. Now, Nematanzela sets the meeting up. You have to hand in your phones, and then the issue is, I'll promote you guys. You find something on McBride, and so on. And so, all in all, that is defeating the ends of justice, in my view. It's actions, voluntary actions, which directly affect the integrity of the investigation. So in that instance, I would say it's a prosecutable case, but I don't know why the case has not been prosecuted. Maybe there's a competing priorities, maybe because Mandla is dead. Mandla also attested to an affidavit which indicates that he was offered the same thing, although Mandla stays away from Mkhwanazi because they're family friends, right? So I suppose that's why Homo was sent to him rather than, rather than him going directly here.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any personal knowledge as to why the case against Mr. Sullivan and I think, what's her name? Trent?
Yeah.
Has not been prosecuted? It was struck off the roll some time ago. It's not been re-enrolled for the last sort of 9 years. Do you know what the holdup is?
No, I can't remember what the holdup is, but it's about getting a prosecutable case. And I think they jumped a gun under Mashuka to fit it under racketeering. Now, racketeering, in whatever you do, you must have a gratification at the end. There's an absence of gratification, whatever the allegation was. So it was not sustainable, but Sean Abrams was insistent on it. Sean Abrams was completely under the control of the madness that pervaded the criminal justice system then.
When you say Sean Abrams was under control of the madness, do you have a person in mind? Under whose control was he?
Well, I heard a story about how he was appointed from a very junior prosecutor to a senior one. He was seen as malleable and has a great desire to please. And that's why he was chosen. He hadn't worked his way up.
Well, that we certainly agree on. Yeah. So you were suspended as the head of IPID in 2015. The then Minister Nhleko appears to have been behind that. You were cleared and then had to rebuild virtually the IPID.
Yes.
Because of the damage that had been done by crime intelligence during your suspension. Could you just briefly expand on that, but please, briefly.
Yeah. So, it was hard to come back and put put things together. So we had to move quickly because the key is to make impact on corruption. Other people can investigate forever and not make impact. IPID, broken, disrupted, denuded of resources and investigators, even then made impact because we just did our work. And we did our work like a bull terrier with a ball in its mouth. It's not going to let go. It's going to hold tight until it gets what it wants. And that's the right approach of tenacity of purpose. And that's what our country needs. Not a show of force or something that is meant to threaten the constitutional establishment. That's crazy. I think we must call it for what it is.
It's something else that I agree with you on. The SIU investigation is finalized, and the evidence received was an affidavit from a former national intelligence employee who's currently employed by SAPS. Are you aware of any of this?
Sorry, could you repeat it? I was having difficulty hearing.
Okay, never mind. I'll ask a different question. It's fine. I can just get back to my initial notes. What can you briefly, please, tell us about the RVU3 bulletproof vest procurement investigation into General Makunazi, and where did that end?
I think from memory now, I don't know where the case is. The case is being investigated. So it's a case involving the procurement of bulletproofs at an exorbitant amount. Instead of about 3 to 8,000, they were costing 33,000 each. So that means for 1,000, it was like 33 million or something. And that was the initial payment. So it's quite a trick in the police to artificially increase the price of goods purchased, because that facilitates backhanders. And so that's what happened. Now, the person facilitating that is the same Ibanatan Kistia, which is they're all around the one I had alerted, or let's say strong warned state security that he represents a threat to our national security because of his hold on the police. So he was the one chosen. If I remember, there was two companies which belonged to him or related to him, both tendered for it. And then one of the companies that belonged to him got it. And then there was a trip to show something else, again to Paris. Seemed like Paris is a famous place for funny business. In any case, as a gift organized for the officials there, a number of bags were handed out, like expensive luxury bags, something I'd never have. But similarly, those bags were like part of the overall inducement. It was not the main one. Something else was going down. It's not a bag. So there's a fuss made about the bags. The bags are just an indication that there is gratification at a small scale. So my understanding is that when Masamola was asked about it, he said, no, he doesn't remember it. And I think Mkunazi said, don't know what he's seen it as. But one of the officials I think it could have been even crime intelligence, I can't remember. Returned the bag to IPID, and it's part of evidence to indicate and gave a statement exactly the procedure that had preceded the handing out of bags. So what slowed the case down was we couldn't get the name of the driver who was driving people around, so that the French could assist us with mutual legal assistance so that we can talk to the guy. That's where I understand it is. One of the people in facilitating that matter, I understand, a senior French policeman, is at present imprisoned for corruption. So I think it's best to get that matter has been handled by IDAC now. It's better for IDAC to brief the committee on it.